Hello, everybody. This is Tucker Miller here again. And tonight, like I said, for my next movie review, I'm gonna be reviewing on Lilo and Stitch. Came out in 2002. So, anyways, let's get to the plot. So, the plot of this movie is we got this girl named Lilo, who is this character. Lilo lives in Hawaii with her big sister, Nani, and both of their relationships is very rocky and Nani has to make sure she can do everything she can for Lilo to not be taken away by this social worker named Corpora Bubbles, and then meanwhile, somewhere in the galaxy, this strange creature landed. This creature named Experiment 626, which we all know him as Stitch, voiced by Chris Sanders, and Chris Sanders is also the film's director, and then Stitch became friends with Lilo, and Lilo and Nani decided to adopt Stitch as their pet dog, even though he's not really a dog, but he's some creature, and these two guys named Jumba and Pickly, we have to do everything they can to find Stitch and return him. So yeah, and that's basically what the plot of this movie is. Now, what can I say about Lilo and Stitch? I really love this one. I really love this movie. I think this is a great movie. And one of my all-time favorite Disney animated movies. Yeah, this is one of my personal favorite Disney films of all time. It is one of the best Disney films out there, for sure. I can see why many people love this movie. This movie is amazing. So yeah, I really love Lilo and Stitch. One of the best Disney films, one of the best Disney animated films of all time. For sure. So yeah, this film is a classic. Yeah, this film is a classic. One of the best modern Disney classics out there, alongside The Emperor's New Groove. So, yeah. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch has great story, great animation, great characters, and yeah. Everything about this movie is wonderful. I really enjoyed this film a lot. And yeah, I can see why many people really love this movie. Lilo and Stitch is very popular, I should say. This film is very popular, especially the character Stitch. Stitch, he's a very popular Disney character. Like, face it, every time you go to, a Disney store, you will always see Lilo and Stitch everything. Like, you will see Stitch stuffed animals, and etc. You will see Lilo and Stitch everything at places like the Disney store. Which, yeah. Yeah, everybody loves... Yeah, I can see why everyone loves the character Stitch. And yeah. This film is very iconic. This is one of the most iconic Disney films out there. So, yeah. And also, 5 months ago, back in May, we have gotten a live action remake to this film. Yeah. And I actually seen the live action remake to Lilo and Stitch. And I gotta say about the live action remake, I really enjoyed that remake. And yeah, they definitely changed a lot in the remake compared to this film. Some of the stuff they did in the live action, they changed a lot of things in the live action remake. So yeah. But again, I really enjoyed the live action remake. But again, they have changed a lot. But to those who haven't seen the live action remake yet, I will not explain what changed. So, because I don't want to give away spoilers, but yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed the live action remake to Lilo and Stitch. That came out back in May. So, yeah, 5 months ago. So, yeah, I really enjoyed that remake. But I'll say this, not as good as this movie. But still a great remake. But definitely not as good as the original animated film from 2002. So, yeah. Yeah, and this movie also got a TV series called Lilo and Stitch the Series, that was a great series. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch the Series was a great show. I remember back in June they did reruns of that show on the Disney Channel. I guess on the honor of the day called Experiment 626 Day, or something like that. And then after they show some episodes, they show this movie. That was on the Disney Channel. I believe that was back in June. So, yeah. I can see why Lilo and Stitch is a very iconic film. A lot of people do like this film, including myself. I really love this film. One of my all-time favorite Disney animated films. So, yeah. So anyways, let's talk about the characters, shall we? Lilo, she is a great character. And of course we got Stitch. He's easily the best character throughout this entire movie. For sure. Stitch is 100% the best character throughout this entire movie. And I would definitely have to say Chris Sanders, who is also the film's director, did a great job voicing him. So yeah, Chris Sanders, not only Chris Sanders voiced the character, he actually created the character and he directed this movie. So yeah. And we all know Chris Sanders would later direct 3 DreamWorks movies, which were The Croods, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Wild Robot. So yeah, Chris Sanders would later on directed 3 DreamWorks films, How to Train Your Dragon, The Croods, and The Wild Robot. Which, yeah. Yeah, I already reviewed on How to Train Your Dragon, The Croods, and The Wild Robot, so, yeah. But for all the films that he made, all the animation-wise, for all the films that he made, I think this might be the best film that he did. Then How to Train Your Dragon and The Wild Robot, which I think those 3 of his films are the best ones that Chris Sanders has done. This, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Wild Robot. Which I love those movies. I love all 3 of those movies. And, yeah, and I might put a link in the description below for my reviews of those films. I did reviews on How to Train Your Dragon, The Wild Robot, and of course I did a review on The Croods when I reviewed on all the DreamWorks movies. So yeah, I'll put the link in the descriptions below if I can. So, yeah. Yeah. So anyways, again, Stitch, he's a hilarious and very funny character and a very iconic Disney character for sure. And easily the best character throughout this entire movie. So yeah. And again, Chris Sanders did a great job voicing and creating the character. And of course we got Nani. Nani, she is a great character. And of course her boyfriend David. David, he's a great character. And we got these guys here. We got Corba Bubbles, the social worker. Corba Bubbles, he's a great character. And we got these two, Piggy and Jumba. Piggy and Jumba, they're hilarious characters. I absolutely love Piggy and Jumba. And Jumba is voiced by the late David Arkin Stiers, which we all know David Arkin Stiers voiced Cosworth in Beauty and the Beast and Governor Ratcliffe in Pocahontas. So, yeah. I want to say that's what, other than Cosworth and Governor Ratcliffe, I think he's also best known for his role in the show called Match, which, believe it or not, I never seen Match, but I heard it's pretty good. I know the way David Arkin Stiers starred in that show, so yeah, maybe I'll check out the show Match. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, David Arkin Stiers did a great job voicing Jumba. And yeah, and they completely changed his character in the live-action remake, which again, I'll not go into much detail because I don't want to give away spoilers. So yeah. Yeah, so anyways, and of course, we got the film's main villain, Captain Gotu. Captain Gotu, he's a great Disney villain. Yeah, Captain Gotu, he is a great villain. So yeah, Captain Gotu is a great villain, and yeah. Yeah, I really like all the characters from this film. This film has amazing characters. So anyways, those are the characters I can think of on top of my head. And yeah. And of course, not to mention, this movie has songs. And this movie has songs by Elvis. Which, yeah, includes... Yeah, this movie has a lot of mention about Elvis Presley, which, yeah, and it does have some songs of his. And this movie has some songs of his. And, yeah. Yeah, if you're a huge Elvis Presley fan, this is definitely a movie for you. So yeah. If you're a huge Elvis fan. So, yeah. And I really love the scene where Stitch is dressed up like Elvis and he was performing on the beach. That was a great scene, too. So, yeah. So, it definitely gets you, like, Elvis. This movie would definitely give you Elvis vibes. So yeah, if you're a huge fan of Elvis Presley, this is definitely a movie for you. So yeah, this movie has a lot of reference to Elvis, and yeah, and then include some of his songs, I believe. It says according to the VHS, it says 6 original Elvis Presley classics. So, yeah, and yeah. So, anyways, let's talk about the songs. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride was a great song, and Alola Hoi, if I'm saying it right, Alola Hoi was the song sung by Nani, and yeah, Aloha Hoi is a great song, and of course the Elvis smash hit song, Burning Love. Burning Love is a great song. So, yeah. Yeah, and all the songs in this movie are great. So, yeah, Lilo and Stitch, amazing movie. Great characters, great story, and really good animation. Anything that everything that Chris Sanders did is amazing. That he directed is amazing. Well, I want to say stuff like the Croods. I want to say the Croods. The Croods is amazing, but I still enjoyed the Croods. But I think Chris Sanders' amazing films are this, How to Train Your Dragon, and The Wild Robot. Which, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, again, everything about this movie is so wonderful. I absolutely love this movie. One of the best Disney films of all time. In my opinion, and we can all agree it is one of the best. So, yeah. So anyways, that's all I can say about Lilo and Stitch. So anyways, I'm gonna give Lilo and Stitch a 10 out of 10. There are absolutely no flaws with this film whatsoever. So, yeah. So anyways, that is it for my movie review on Lilo and Stitch. And stay tuned for my next movie review, which will be on Treasure Planet. But until then, see you in the next video. Bye.